Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Suminih. I will share my book review that I have been read, and the title of the book is Digital Technology, Schools and Teachers Workplace Learning Policy, Practice and Identity by Michael Phillips. Okay, next about chapter 1. Chapter 1 discuss about the contextualizing the use of digital technologies, and the first section about the growing influence of the digital. This chapter discusses the growing influence of digital technology in society and education. It highlights that development in digital technology such as computer, mobile devices, and the internet have had a significant impact on various aspects of our lives. This chapter concludes by acknowledging the tension and complexities that arise when implementing digital technologies in educational settings. And next section about school and digital technology, policies and practices. This chapter discusses the influence of policies and practices on the use of digital technology in schools. It highlights that the adoption of digital technologies in educational context has been driven by macro, meso, and micro educational policies. Overall, this chapter emphasizes the need to bridge the gap between policy and practice in the use of digital technology in the school. Okay, next about teachers' non-use of digital technologies. Teachers' non-use of digital technologies is a complex phenomenon that has been studied by researchers for decades. Despite the initial optimism and prediction of a digital revolution in education, many teachers have been hesitant or resistant to fully integrate digital technologies into their classroom practice. Overall, teachers' non-use of digital technologies is multifaceted and cannot be attributed to a single factor. Next about considering teachers' knowledge. Considering teachers' knowledge is an essential aspect of understanding their non-use of digital technologies. Researchers have long recognized that teachers' knowledge is distinct from the knowledge used in other professions. This knowledge includes not only content knowledge but also pedagogical knowledge, knowledge of learners, knowledge of educational context, and knowledge of educational ends, purposes, and values. And in conclusion, considering teachers' knowledge, including their pedagogical content knowledge and technological knowledge, is essential for understanding their non-use of digital technologies. Okay, next about the importance of technological knowledge for teachers. Technological knowledge is of utmost importance for teachers in the digital age. Technological knowledge refers to teachers' understanding of how to effectively use digital technologies in their teaching practice. It involves knowing which technologies are appropriate for specific learning goals, how to integrate them into instructional strategies, and how to address potential challenges or limitations. Research has shown that teachers' technological knowledge plays a crucial role in their adoption and integration of digital technologies in the classroom. Next about context, exploring a contested term. In conclusion, the term context is a complex and contested concept that has been widely used in various disciplines, including educational research. While there is a growing focus on studying individuals and groups in context, there is also a need for a more coherent and cohesive understanding of what context means and how it influences phenomena. In educational research, understanding the context is crucial for understanding teachers' non-use of digital technologies. Next about TPEC and context. In conclusion, the relationship between TPEC and context is a complex and evolving area of research. While there is recognition of the importance of context in shaping teachers' TPEC development and engagement, there is still a lack of consensus on how to define and incorporate context in TPEC investigation. To advance the understanding of TPEC and context, future research should strive for a more comprehensive and nuanced consideration of context, taking into account the specific conditions, socio-political factors, and systemic influences that shape teachers' knowledge and practices. Okay, next about chapter 2. Workplace Learning Policy and Practice, Connecting Community, Practice, and Teachers' Identities. Historical Perspective on Contending Theories. The historical perspective on contending theories of workplace learning literature highlight the evolution of the field from early accounts of learning as a product to more recent accounts that focus on learners developing by actively engaging in the process of workplaces. This shift in focus from acquisition to participation mirrors the learning metaphors that underpin much educational thought. Next about workplace learning in communities, implication for research. The chapter on workplace learning in communities highlight the importance of understanding the process that mediate the way and service teachers engage in different forms of knowledge, particularly TPEC, in their school workplaces. The chapter proposes that a framework can help to develop this understanding by taking into account the context or environment in which teachers work. The chapters also suggests that context is an important yet underdeveloped consideration when exploring teacher TPEC. Next about practice as meaning and identity. This chapter on practice as meaning and identity highlight the importance of understanding the interconnection between practice and identity in defining a The chapter argues that our identity forms how we perceive ourselves and what is important to us, and is shaped by our practice. Therefore, both practice and identity play a role in how we perceive and respond to a situation, but also in how we learn. The chapter suggests that a disturbed students may be perceived differently by a teacher and a social worker, depending on their identity and practice. Next, about defining community. The chapter on defining community highlights the challenges of defining the term community in the context of workplace learning literature. The chapter argues that the term community has been used extensively in studies examining technology adoption and use, as well as in educational contexts, with expressions such as communities of learners, discourse communities, learning communities, school communities, and teacher communities. And the chapter suggests that a balanced view is necessary in workplace learning research to account for the diverse cases of learning subject to constraint in various contexts and cultures. Next, about community membership. The chapter on community membership highlights the importance of understanding the traits associated with community membership in the context of workplace learning literature. The chapter argues that Wenger-Cobb's framework provides a useful lens draft with both practice and identity can be considered as influence on knowledge development. Wenger argues that practice defines a community through three dimensions: mutual engagement, joint enterprise, and a shared repertoire. Next, about participation and reification. The chapter on participation and reification highlights the complementary nature of participation and reification in the process of negotiating meaning in COP. The chapter argues that through reification, we create something that acts as a focal point for the negotiation of meaning and identity. A clear and nuanced understanding of participation and reification can help researchers to identify the factors that influence teacher knowledge development and enrichment, and to develop effective strategies for supporting teacher professional learning and development. Next, about practices enabling participation and identity formation. The chapter on practices enabling participation and identity formation highlights the importance of understanding the practices that enable participation and identity formation in the context of workplace learning literature. The chapter argues that practices are more than what we do. They are how we perceive our environment and how we interact with what goes on around us. Next, about modes of belonging. The chapter on modes of belonging highlights the importance of considering modes of belonging other than engagement in practice when making sense of the formation of identities, practices, and knowledge within a COP. Wenger argues that rather than classifying communities under fixed categories, considering modes of belonging provides a framework for understanding how different communities are constituted. Next, about imagination. The chapter on imagination highlights the importance of imagination as a mode of belonging to a COP. Wenger argues that imagination can be an important component of our experience of the world and our place within it. The chapter suggests that understanding the role of imagination in the formation of identities, practices, and knowledge within a COP is crucial for developing a more nuanced understanding of how teachers learn and develop their knowledge and practice in their school workplaces. And next, about alignment. The chapter on alignment highlights the importance of alignment as a specific form of participation and verification to coordinate different perspectives and to direct energies to a common purpose, connecting local report to broader styles and discourses. Wenger argues that the work of aligning perspective and directing energies entails processes such as negotiation, convincing, inspiring, and uniting, and commonly involves individuals who are members of multiple interrelated COP. Next, about practice defined globally, experience locally. This section highlights the complexity around membership of multiple COP, stating that individuals bring to a community a personal history of involvement with workplace, social, and familial group whose norms may complement or conflict with one another. This section suggests that understanding the global and local influences on practices is crucial for developing a more nuanced understanding of how teachers learn and develop their knowledge and practice in their school workplaces. Next, about boundaries, brokers, and identity, the nexus of multi-membership. This section highlights the idea that communities of practice cannot be considered in isolation from the rest of the world or understood independently of other communities. It also discusses the importance of boundary trajectories and outbound trajectories in the formation of identities and the challenges of brokering work. This section suggests that understanding the role of boundaries, brokers, and identity in the formation of knowledge and practice within a COP is crucial for developing a more nuanced understanding of how teachers learn and develop their knowledge and practice in their school workplaces. Next, about identity. This section highlights the temporal and ongoing nature of identity formation within a community of practice and the importance of trajectories in understanding the role of engagement as a mechanism of belonging for different members of a COP. This section suggests that understanding the temporal and ongoing nature of identity formation as well as the role of trajectories within a COP framework is crucial for developing a more nuanced understanding of how teachers learn and develop their knowledge and practice in their school workplaces. Next about Chapter 3, Studying a School and its Teachers. The first section about a research framework. In conclusion, the research framework used in this study is grounded in the TPEC framework and utilizes the situated learning framework of ACOP. Overall, this research framework provides a comprehensive and rigorous approach to understanding teachers' TPEC engagement within their workplace scope. Next, about methodological approach case study. The case study methodological used in this research provides a suitable approach for studying the development of teachers' TPEC within a real-life secondary school context. And next, about method of data generation. The method of data generation used in this study were carefully selected to ensure communicative validity and trustworthiness. Overall, the method of data generation in the study provides a robust foundation for analyzing and interpreting the findings. Next, about data sources. The data sources used in this study, including documentation, semi-structured interviews, and participant observation, provide a rich and comprehensive understanding of the research topic. Overall, the combination of these data sources offers a robust foundation for analyzing and interpreting the research findings. Next, about documentation. The use of documentation as a data source in this study provides valuable insight into teachers' technology integration practices and their engagement in their community of practice. Overall, the use of documentation enhances the comprehensiveness and depth of the research findings. And next, about participant observation. Participant observation was a valuable method of data collection in this study, providing insight into teachers' participation and engagement in their community of practice. Next, about challenges in case study research. Conducting case study research presents several challenges that need to be addressed to ensure the validity and reliability of the findings. These challenges include issues of generalist ability, validity, reliability, and researcher's bias. And next, about credibility as communicative validity. The concept of credibility as communicative validity provides a valuable framework for evaluating the quality of qualitative research. It emphasizes the importance of coherence, logic, and substantiation in research argument, as well as the ability of readers to judge the accuracy of the representation of social events and practices. And next, about credibility as trustworthiness. Credibility as trustworthiness is an important aspect of qualitative research, focusing on the openness and reliability of the researcher's methods and the degree to which readers have faith in the study's worth. It goes beyond traditional notion of validity and reliability, emphasizing the accuracy of the representation of social events and practices in the research project. Next, about generalist ability. The generalist ability of the findings in this study is limited due to the small number of participants and the specific context in which the research was conducted. The aim is to contribute to a theoretical understanding rather than making claims about a larger population. And next, about data analysis. The data analysis in this study was guided by theoretical frameworks of COP and TPEC. The researchers constantly referred back to the research aim, questions, and theoretical proposition to ensure the relevance of the data being analyzed. Overall, the data analysis in the study provides a logical and coherent description of the complex phenomena under investigation. Next, about limitation. The study has several limitations that should be taken into consideration. Firstly, the small number of participants and the specific context in which the research was conducted limit the generalist ability of the findings. Next, about exploring a school and introducing its teachers. The exploration of the school and introduction of its teachers in the study provide valuable insight into the contextual factors that influence the development of teachers' knowledge and practices. The introduction of the mathematics department and the science department provide a deeper understanding of the subject-specific communities of practice within the school. And next, about introducing and locating the participant. The section introducing and locating the participant provides important contextual information about the individuals involved in the study. The description of their backgrounds, experiences, and roles within the school helps to understand their perspective and contribution to the research. And next, about introducing the mathematics department. The introduction of the mathematics department at Drake Secondary College provides valuable insight into the unique curriculum and teaching practices within this department. The department offers a diverse range of mathematics units, including elective subjects that go beyond the usual school curriculum. And next, about introducing the science department. The introduction of the science department at Drake Secondary College provides valuable insight into the curriculum and teaching practices within this department. The department offers a comprehensive science program that exposes students to key concepts in biology, chemistry, physics, and geoscience. Next, about Chapter 4. The complexity of community, the influence of old, new, and liminal members in a team. The first section about Anna's identity, the influence of past participation, present competencies, and future aspiration. Anna's identity within her community of practice at Drake Secondary College is shaped by her past participation, present competencies, and future aspirations. Anna's identity within her community of practice is shaped by her past experiences, current competencies, and future aspiration. And next, about exploring Anna's current TPEC from three perspectives. In conclusion, exploring Anna's current technological pedagogical content knowledge or TPEC from three perspectives provides a comprehensive understanding of her TPEC development and engagement. Overall, this section highlights the importance of considering multiple perspectives when exploring an individual TPEC, as it provides a more nuanced understanding of their strengths, weaknesses, and aspirations. Next, about team teaching and TPEC disrupting the newcomer or old-timer paradigm. In conclusion, the exploration of team teaching and technological pedagogical content knowledge or TPEC disrupt the conventional newcomer or old-timer paradigm within communities of practice. Team teaching and the disruption of the newcomer or old-timer paradigm within COPs provide valuable insight into the complex nature of TPEC development and engagement. And next, about Anna and Jack, a teaching team with a reciprocal near-peer relationship. In conclusion, the case of Anna and Jack as a teaching team with a reciprocal near-peer relationship challenges the traditional hierarchical structure within communities of practice. The case of Anna and Jack as a teaching team with a reciprocal near-peer relationship showcases the potential for mutual learning and growth within COPs. And next, about negotiating relationship with near peers. In conclusion, the exploration of Anna near-peer relationship with Jack and John challenges the traditional newcomer and old-timer paradigm within communities of practice. Anna's near-peer relationship with Jack and John disrupt the newcomer or old-timer paradigm and demonstrate the value of mutual engagement and reciprocity in shaping TPEC within COPs. Next, about Chapter 5, Leading Teachers' Technology Use, the influence of perceived power and authority on digital practices. The first is about John's identity as a TK expert in a COP. The section on John's identity as a TK expert in a COP reveals that John is recognized as a competent and accepted member of his COP, with his identity as a TK expert contributing to the establishment of his unique identity as a classroom teacher. And next, about this section highlights the potential of real object in influencing the negotiation of enterprise and TPEC development within a COP. And next, about John's desired future trajectory, learning for leadership. The section on John Desire's future trajectory, learning for leadership, reveals that John has a strong desire to pursue a leadership path, initially aiming to become a leading teacher. And this section emphasizes the importance of leadership development and the role of mentor in shaping the identity and practices of aspiring leaders. Next, about the challenges when team teaching with the principal. The section on the challenges when team teaching with the principal reveals the limitation on John's willingness to negotiate and shape the practices in their team tough classes. John faced challenges working with Simons, in particular the limitation on his willingness to negotiate and shape the practices in their team tough. And this section emphasizes the importance of effective communication and collaboration in team teaching partnership, particularly when working with mentors who hold position of authority. Next, about planning and power, challenging notion of joint, shared, and mutual. The section on planning and power, challenging notion of joint, shared, and mutual examines the consensual connotation implicit in Wenger's use of language such as joint, shared, and mutual in the COP framework. And this section emphasizes the importance of critically examining power dynamics in COPs and the need to challenge traditional notions of joint, shared, and mutual to promote effective collaboration and negotiation. Next, about Chapter 6, Dispelling the Myth of Teachers' Consensual and Coherent Use of Technology, Discussion, Deliberation, and Dispute. Joint Enterprise at Drake Secondary College, Valuing Process or Product. The section Joint Enterprise at Drake Secondary College, Valuing Process or Product explores the negotiation of joint enterprise in a COP and challenges the idea of a singular joint enterprise. And the section emphasizes the importance of valuing the learning process and collaborative practices in school communities. Next, about Next Challenge, Understanding a Complex Enterprise. The section Next Challenge, Understanding a Complex Enterprise explores the challenges Nick faced when attempting to negotiate and shape the joint enterprise and TPEC in his COP. And the section emphasizes the need for ongoing communication and collaboration among COP members to ensure a shared understanding of joint enterprise and TPEC development. Next, about Identity and Negotiation in a COP. The section Identity and Negotiation in a COP explores the development of professional identities within a COP and the negotiation of power relations during this process. The section provides valuable insight into the complex nature of identity development and power relation within a COP and highlight the importance of ongoing negotiation and collaboration among COP members. And next, about the transitory nature of professional identity. The section, The Transitory Nature of Professional Identity, explores the development of Nick's professional identity within a cop and the challenges he faced during this process. The sections highlight the importance of understanding the liminal phase of participation, which represents a transition period between newcomer and old-timer, and the challenges that can arise during this phase. Next, about Nick, the challenge of negotiating in a liminal phase. The section Nick, the challenge of negotiating in a liminal phase, explores the challenges Nick faced during his transition from a newcomer to an old-timer within a cop. The section highlights the importance of understanding the liminal phase of participation, which represents a transition period between newcomer and old-timer, and the challenges that can arise during this phase. Next, about Chapter 7, Teachers and Technology, Looking Forward. This chapter has addressed gaps in the current research literature. In particular, it has suggested 6 main theoretical propositions which have 3 implications for teachers' feedback engagement in their workplaces. On this basis, the study adds to the theoretical understanding of teachers' feedback development from a situated learning perspective. In particular, the ways in which practice and identity development can be understood as the contextual factors which influence in-service teachers' feedback engagement. Okay, next about conclusion. This book discusses the importance of using technology in the classroom learning process to improve learning goals, even though in the process there are various obstacles, all of which must be able to overcome, because now is the digital era, where technology is very influential in all aspects of life, including education. Teachers and students must be able to use its technology to support the acquisition of knowledge. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.